Hey ladies, hey homeschool moms. I hope all your day is going well, your schooling is going well, whether you do year-round schooling or you're winding down for your term or year. I hope everything is falling into place and it's just working out to your individual needs and your children's needs. I had a request to go ahead and show how I would do a lesson from one of the tools that I used in my homeschool this year, which was the first year in number mathematics book from actually the year 1900. Sometimes the simplest of things and these kinds of treasures can really be a great help for us. Join me in this video today where I take you into a lesson in this book and show you how I would actually use it for my little one in our homeschool. Join me. On this channel, we talk about homeschooling, home, gardening, whole food, plant-based living in light of my experience as a pediatrician and mom, just wanting to share valuable tips and information for others that I find to be of help to myself. So if you enjoy information like that, please do join me, subscribe, and join me in all the different videos that I do regarding topics such as these. Let me go ahead and share my screen and let's get into that lesson. First, I'm going to take you into the book a little bit and just show you some really important key elements that I enjoy about this book. This is the booklet's front cover. It's by Hoyt and Pete. And I'm going to go ahead and read to you from the preface of this book. A child's attainment in number work should not be measured merely by his power to manipulate abstract figures. In fact, early skill in juggling numbers without adequate concepts back of them may seriously impede a child's future progress in arithmetic. So important, and I mentioned before in my previous video how it is just of utmost importance to make sure we're building a sound mathematical foundation for our children, or in fact in any subject we're building a sound foundation so that they can understand their information and not just regurgitate or memorize facts without having solid concepts behind them. When we have solid concepts behind them, many of us are able to understand things so much better. Continuing on, yet because of the failure of primary textbooks in arithmetic to heed this commonly accepted principle in psychology, children are often plunged at the very outset into the formal study of number. Only the abler pupils survive this rigorous treatment in most of our elementary schools. There are many, quote, retarded pupils who have failed to be promoted because they could not keep up in arithmetic. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? There are many children in our school system today that are labeled with having special needs or insufficient cognitive functioning just because they don't understand a certain concept. They have been labeled, but many, from my experience, do not have any cognitive dysfunctions and they should not have been labeled. They just needed to have the proper foundation so that they can keep up and understand. And beyond that, of course, from what I'm understanding and what you may have found I have spoken about before is the homeschool is so much different from the public school setting where you have one-on-one time and abilities to take your child by the hand and really teach them these foundations like they should be taught. which doesn't happen in the public school setting oftentimes, and thus children are labeled such things that honestly they are often not. Many of these failures could have been averted had a good foundation been laid at the beginning of their study of number. Amazing words from the early 1900s that are so profound that we have just fallen so short of in our advanced time of today. Let me go ahead and take you into one of the lessons and show you how I would do it. Of course, it's so wonderful we have the freedom to teach in a way that suits our family and our individual students. So this is just my particular way, but you can do it in any other way that you see to be fitting and suitable for your child. Come on with me as I show you this lesson. So here we are. I'm at the first part of our book. I always like to include the contents in my students' book so that we can both follow along and see where we're going as we do our work. So we are gonna show you today something in the very beginning of the first semester or so that you can just get an idea of a certain lesson. So I'm going to skip through what we have already done and then take you to where I want to show you today. And I'll just show you through. Okay, so here we are. This is going to be going over the 3 times tables. I found it to be so nice that within the first grade they were already going over these concepts, and then of course, as I mentioned in a previous video, they do speed up toward the end and you're really getting into some second grade work as you move along. Fractions, division, telling time, and other things. Okay, so in this first lesson we're starting with the basics. We are with addition first, and then they incorporate how this can be rearranged into our thoughts of multiplication, or the 3 times tables. So the very first one, what I would do is I would use some manipulatives, if you like, just to increase our interest and to bring in some real life situations. So you can use whatever manipulatives you have. I have some cute little acorns, I have some little squares. Whichever one you feel suits you, just use what you have. And that's the beauty. You don't have to buy any expensive manipulative kit. You can use what you have. So for this one, actually, the manipulatives are even already on your page because you have your squares drawn out that you could just easily use to demonstrate. So for example, here, you'd be demonstrating adding ones. So 1 plus 1 plus 1. So you can just simply point to the specific areas here that are drawn out. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. And then 3 ones are, let's see, we can easily look at it because it's drawn out here. 3 ones, so 1 3 times is 1, 2, 3. And that would be 3, of course. And 3 times 1, 3 times 1 of itself is equal to 3. Then we have additional problems here, 2 plus 2 plus 2. And they make it so easy because your graphics, your drawings are here already. But if you want to incorporate your manipulatives, you can just go ahead and add it along and do it alongside. So we're seeing 2 plus 2 plus another 2 gives us how many? We can easily see when we count them up. We have these 3 groups, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there our answer lies before us. Just so simple and easy to do and see. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 would equal 6. And then 3 2's. So 3 2's, a set of 3 here with the individual groupings of 2's. 3 2's are 6. And 3 times 2 equals 6. So you have already introduced the multiplication facts to your children in this simple, easy, broken down way. Nothing hard, no heavy graphics, just simple addition and then multiplication. And it's the same concept going down the line. And then they will introduce at the end here some other real life objects such as apples, a doll. You can add money in here. You could even go further into the study by discussing what certain types of cents are equal to. You can bring blocks in, and then look at this right here. We're already doing our 3 times tables, which we can easily do because we've already done these problems such as this. So this is just a very simple and easy to follow book. You can add your manipulatives in, like I mentioned, to just make it a little bit more tangible for your child, or just use the drawings that are already here. It is so simple and easy. I hope this quick lesson on how I would individually teach this book was useful for you. If you want me to go further in on how I would do some of the other lessons, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments below. All the best, homeschool mamas, and I will see you again soon.